Can you tell me which prisons that you served time?
Long Bay, then sent to Emu Plains, sent to Bathurst, Adelaide Jail, Yatala, Broome, Darwin, yeah, Fremantle, fucking, just about every place except Queensland. My name is Roy James Wright, and I'm fucking 86 years old.
Which one was the worst?
Long Bay, because I was only a kid, 16. Luckily, I've been a reformatory and learned how to fight, because the whole cunts are trying to fuck around with you, so you know. But Long Bay was the worst, yeah.
Were you a violent person?
I used to be a very nasty person, yeah.
What sort of things would make you say that?
Been in jails many times and all that sort of shit. You have to look after yourself, and a reformatory, yeah, those sort of places to turn you up from a ordinary person into a hard person.
Yep. What was the nature of your violence?
Just fights.
Fights.
Yeah.
So you get into a lot of.
Yeah.
Did you bash people?
Hey?
Did you bash a few people in your time?
Oh, quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple of biffers myself. In Yatala, I whacked a couple of screws. I got 3 months bread and water. Fortnight bread and water, fortnight labour yards on really good food, cracking rocks in the labour yard. And back to fortnight bread and water, fortnight labour yards. After 6 months of my punishment was up, I had 9 weeks to go. And they put me straight in the brickyard with an empty guts. And I lasted one day, and I said to him, I want to be put back in this separate confinement where I'm cracking rocks. He said, why? I said, I got 9 weeks to go and I want to get out. The superintendent agreed with me and put me back in separate confinement.
Describe cracking rocks. What do you mean?
You sit on a big rock, square rock, and you got rocks like this. You smash them with a hammer. You got a wheelbarrow there, and they've got to be a certain measurement too. You can't just break a rock up like that.
Yep.
They've got to be a half-inch fucking, yeah.
Okay.
And if they come along and see a fucking, they'll tip the wheelbarrow out and you go short. Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's a punishment.
Yeah, punishment, yeah.
Are the rocks used for anything?
Hey?
Are the rocks?
I should imagine they would have been used somewhere.
Yeah, maybe to pebble the garden beds or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I don't know.
When you say bread and water, what does that mean?
You got sentenced to bread and water, 7 days bread and water, or 3 months bread and water. You don't eat nothing else except bread and water for a fortnight. When I done the 3 months bread and water, that's a bash and a couple of screws. I got the biggest hide in my fucking life too. Wicked fucking hide. I just covered up on the floor in a little tight ball, and I was still black and blue. That's when I got 3 months, 3 months bread and water.
Okay. So did the guards just set on you after you bashed up the
I
guards?
bashed 2 first, and then they come in and enforce. 6 or 8 of the cunts, and where they missed me, the battens were making big black marks on the wall, taking plaster out, where they're bringing the batten back to hit me, you know.
Right. And how old would you have been?
In my early 20s.
Were you of a large stature then? Were you quite a capable, big sort of a guy?
Oh yeah, I handled 2 of them fucking easy. They're as weak as piss there. All they do is walk around. They don't do, you know. I was in the brickyard. That's where I was working on the sand and gravel heap, and keeping a big hopper going. With anyway, I was fit as a fiddle. But when I come out of bread and water, they put me back there, and I lasted 1 day. I said, no, I want to go back in the fucking solitary, not solitary, separate confinement.
Yep, gotcha. Wow, sounds like not the jails today.
I was a silly cunt too. I was a nutcase. Not silly, but stupid, you know.
Yeah. Can you tell me what Fremantle Prison was like?
I actually didn't mind it. I actually liked it there. Because I remember when you give a fella a bad bashing up top. See, if I'm on the floor and somebody does something wrong, jail's all gamble and all that sort of shit. You know, I wasn't into that, but I was one of the ones at the back. The other fellas up on a different floor. Well, I was on the top floor, and this fella was 2 cells up from me. give him a good working over, and he got caught anyway. I got a fair bit of time, like 28 days bread and water for that fella up the top floor. 28 days.
What did you do to him?
Eh?
What did you do
I had to do what the boys told me to do, give him a good working over. It was over a tobacco debt or some fucking thing.
So, were there any known like bad criminals in jail that we would know today, or who was the worst offender that you knew in prison? Were you in there with any notorious?
Well, I never got the. We was all thieves. We all stuck together. There were some really bad people there, but they were sort of put in yards by themselves or yards where they mixed with one another.
What about your infamousy in the Northern Territory? What were you known for?
Poaching, stealing, stealing out of cars, stealing cars, yeah.
Yeah. So your main, you come to light to the Territory authorities through the poaching mainly?
Yeah. No, after about 3 months I stole a fucking boat off the wharf, stole some nets from Shah's place, and I put them on top of an old falcon like that, and I done my first trip poaching.
Where was your first poaching endeavour?
Mary River yeah.
On the Mary River?
Quabbery camp.
Quabbery.
Yeah.
Was it always fresh water?
Yeah. We had to go out, sometimes we used South Alligator, we fished a bit of salt water, but we had to go out the 47-mile road because that Mary River Bridge, that Adelaide River Bridge wasn't there. Right. Yeah, so that's the old days, you know.
Can you tell me what happened that day, Roy, with Charlie, or how'd that all unfold?
Yeah, what happened, we run the net across the billabong, and we're laying back and we could hear fish splash in the net, so it was time to clean it, you know. But it wasn't fish at all, it was just cut splashing in the net. So when I saw it was a croc, we went over to the side, undone the rope and pulled the net up the bank. And I could, fuck me, it's a big croc. The gun hit it between the eyes with an axe. He went down and smacked it across the fucking nose, and the fucking thing reared up again. And the next one he got it between the eyes, as you saw, and tied it up by a bit of rope around its nose so it was submerged. And the next day I told my missus and kids, we'll go out and skin this crocodile. So I took my missus and kids out and got photographs with the kids and all that sort of shit alongside the croc, and we skun it. I give him the skin, $200. And then it hit the headlines, fucking $500 reward.
Why did it hit the headlines? Who reported it?
Vic Pedersen found it. And he's the one that found it. See, it was too heavy to push back in the river as a Toyota job. If you could have pushed it back in the river with a gut split open, and you couldn't move it. There was a fucking... You even had to roll it on its side with a Toyota. You know what I mean? So you skin one side and fold the skin back over, roll on the other side.
How did the authorities get onto you?
They seen where they dug up the paddock, brand new diggings. They dug out there, and there was the fucking the head and the paws. The fucking paws were fucking monsters, you know. Yeah.
So this is your accomplice, or the other fella, he buried the skull, right?
Buried the skull and the paws, yeah.
And it was recovered from there.
Yeah, they give me up. Yeah, they give me up.
So were you convicted in relation to that killing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Got, I think I got 6 months jail or 9 months jail or some fucking thing, yeah.
Roy, tell me about the night the cyclone hit when you were in prison.
Well, I was laying in my bed. In them days, it was only arc mesh. It wasn't all steel like it is now. It was arc mesh in the front and steel at the back. That much gap under the back. And all arc mesh in the front. I'm laying in bed watching the sparks fly off a fucking building. That's the sand, gravel hitting the fucking building away from me. And then it stopped. I thought, oh, you beauty, it's finished. Then it come again, but it come directly in.
Yep.
And it blew all my bedding off against the wall. I went to try and wrestle the blankets off the wall. When I got back to my bed, it was full of rocks and sand and wet. And that's when I laid on the floor looking out. But, yeah.
Okay. Were you scared when you heard that coming?
I was very worried, yeah.
Worried. What were the other prisoners doing?
Oh, they're the same as me. There's nobody really banging on any axe or something, but a lot of us laying on the floor looking at because there's, yeah.
What did it sound like, Roy? What did Cyclone
Oh,
Tracy sound like?
Wicked. When you got just an arc mesh front, it's a terrible fucking noise.
Yeah. How did you get out of that prison that night? What was the process?
They took us to the police lockup. Was there for 2 or 3 hours, and I said to the cop, "Listen, mate," I said, I didn't check on any of those places then. I said, I got 2 wives and fucking 3 kids. I said, I want to out to look. He said, you hang on for half an hour and you'll be free. Well, I was. So I walked all the way to Kringle Flats and had one broken louver and she wasn't there. Then I walked all the way to, where was we staying in?
Coconut Grove.
Coconut Grove, yeah.
Bottom of Charlotte.
Yep, and there was nobody there. The caravan was down the paddock. I thought, oh, fuck it hell. Then I got 3 cars, a Commodore, a Toyota, a Commodore, a green Holden, and a Toyota, and no keys. I had to go back to the jail, footwalk back. And I was only skinny then too. A footwalk back, and I was going through the office, and this deputy superintendent walked in, bar, and what the fuck are you doing? I said, I'm looking for my keys, sir. I found them. A bag, my property, you know. And he just said, well, fuck off then. So I had to walk all the way home again. And I had all the batteries in the boot of the green car, which was a new one, brand new. And I was driving around Darwin, and next thing I got pulled up, a gun at me fucking head. You're driving a new car, you just got out of jail, we got you. I said, in the boot you'll find me clothes, you'll find batteries out the Toyota and the fucking Monara. Yeah, so they seen all that and fuck me, yeah.
Wow. So did you have to go back to prison?
Hey?
Did you have to go back to complete a sentence?
No, I was free.
Pardoned at that point?
Yeah.
Okay. What, did the walls blow down at the jail? Was there a jail
No,
left?
just the back wall and just the back wall.
And what did Darwin look like when you were walking to Coconut Grove?
Hell, there was none. It was 90% gone.
Describe Dave Lindner.
I didn't have no run-ins with him then. He come in later in the poaching, yeah. He come in the 70s. By that time I was 74, 75. I moved to Borrolilla, but he put a lot of pressure on us.
So what was Dave doing to you that was a problem?
Hounding us. He was putting a lot of pressure on us. He put that much pressure on me at the end that I had to move to Borrolilla. As I said, we went to Kununurra and all those places to get away from him, but we still had to come back. Yeah.
Gotcha. So would you say he was an honest ranger?
Hey?
Was he an honest ranger?
Yeah.
So he was doing the right
Yeah.
thing.
He was a crocodile lover. He was silly. He should have joined me. He would have had a fucking few quid.
You had not just a dislike.
If he had to follow me down that dirt road, I don't know what would have happened, because after he got his head jammed under the boat, and I'd had enough of him, you know, because he's the one that pulled me up. I had no fish on board. He got his head stuck under the boat when I took off. You know, I had nothing to hide. I was in clean skin. I'd done a lot of trips like that. Or if I go bush like that, I'd get a killer or a buffalo. Bit of meat, you know, I wouldn't go out for nothing, but yeah.
Now, when you say he put his head under the boat, you're talking about a boat on the back of the ute,
Yeah,
right?
I had a boat on the back of the ute, upside down, and there's that much gap between the decking of the boat
On the side.
and the back of the truck.
Gotcha.
And he had to get his head sideways up, me too, to look in the back. I had to get my head up like that and turn around and down again. But I didn't have to look in the back because I knew what was in there. But yeah, he had to have a fucking look.
So you took off
Yeah.
with his head there?
It was when I got in the car. And I looked, I saw him on the side of the fucking road on the ground. So he got out, but he must have fell over or something. I didn't drag him, I don't think.
Yeah.
But he done his job and I was trying to do mine, but was on opposite sides.
But now it's... a
Oh, good as
different-
gold. I like him.
Why?
I don't know. He's old and he's old. And we talk about old times.
For people that you did wrong by, Roy, is there anything that you would say to those people now?
Oh, not much you can say when it's over and, you know. I'm not very happy what I done there, that's for sure. My young life was didn't like, no good at all, yeah.
Yeah. And how would you describe your so going back to how you started into crime and stealing and all that?
I played the wag from school. I wasn't much good from the beginning.
Is there any influence that you think that made you that way, to go down that path?
I think it was very poor, and yeah, very, very fucking poor when we go to school, let her come home for dinner and all that, walk home for dinner, and not far, only a mile or something. Yeah, but I don't know, other people's stuff was easier to get, so.
You had a few brothers and sisters?
Yeah, 6.
6.
2 brothers and 4 girls. One brother, the youngest one died. He was a silly bugger. He was worse than I was when I was young.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Did crime pay?
No, you're coming up worse. In my brain, I'll say this will never happen again. Half an hour out of the jail, you forgot you ever been in. Mixed with the boys again, fucking.
What do you miss about your younger days or back then?
Oh, nothing now, nothing at all. I was sitting there and I went out yesterday for the first time for 7 days. I went out the door. I'm old and fucked.